Good morning, everybody. I just woke up and I thought, you know what? I am gonna do a reading vlog today, a spontaneous reading vlog. I've kind of had a few weeks off from filming, a few weeks off from reading even. I've been in a massive reading slump this month, which was kind of expected considering I read a lot in September and I read a lot in October, and I finished a physical book last night that has taken me about 3 weeks to read and I feel like I should have just DNF'd it. Like, I didn't want to DNF it because I wanted to read it, and it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying the book. I did enjoy it when I was reading it, but it just took all of my effort and it took a lot for me to find the motivation to sit down and physically read it. So yeah, but there is a book that I have been really wanting to read the last few weeks, so I'm going to start it today. That book is Lockdown by Peter May. Now you're probably thinking, Jess, why on earth would you want to read a book about lockdown, about exactly the same thing that's happening in the world right now? I don't know, I'm one of those crazy people, but I've had this book for a while. I can't remember when it came out. It came out some point in the summer and I purchased it when it came out. And what's interesting about this book is that he originally wrote this in 2005, but it never got picked up because people thought, you know, the plot was unrealistic, whatever that means. It's fiction, like anything could happen. You know, they just said nobody would be interested in it, nobody would want to read it, so it never got published. Flash forward to 2020 and hello, pandemic. Lockdown happened and all of a sudden everybody was interested in some weird way in consuming media about pandemics and lockdown, and Peter May eventually got his book published. It's set in London and the city is in lockdown during a pandemic, and there's this whole murder mystery thing going on to this backdrop of a pandemic. So it sounds pretty interesting and it just sounds like real life, and I'm kind of intrigued to see what a murder investigation would look like during current times, and I want to see how much of this book is as close to what we are going through right now. Yeah, so I'm in the mood for this today, and I thought I would call this video Reading Lockdown in Lockdown because I am in lockdown right now. We've been in lockdown here in the UK for the last 2 weeks and it is the start of the 3rd week today. It is Thursday. So we've got another 2 weeks to go. We are halfway through, and then 2 more weeks and then I can finally be allowed out of my house and go back to work. I hope I get to go back to work because I am driving the walls a little bit. Not being able to be out and see different people and talk to my work colleagues, it is driving me insane, but hopefully it's not going to be the 4 months that we had last time. We're going to read this. We're going to see what it's like. Hopefully I can get most of this finished today because I do have a lot of videos I need to film in time for Christmas over the next couple of days. But I'm not going to be too mad at myself if I don't read that much today. I'm trying not to pressure myself too much to read. I want to enjoy it again. I want to be relaxed. I don't want to take it too seriously. So even if I read the first 25 pages of this today, I'll be happy. But that wouldn't make for a very good reading vlog. I think my plan is I am going to get in the bath and read some of this in the bath because I can't be asked to shower. I just want to be lazy today. I've only just started having baths again after getting my tattoo. I've had my tattoo for 3 weeks now, and she said I couldn't have baths for 2 weeks. I gave it about 2.5 weeks before I eventually got in the tub, and it was so nice. It was such a great feeling. So I'm gonna do that. I'm really feeling it today. It's raining outside and I just want to be cozy and relaxed and warm, and I might stay in my pajamas as well. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna go and run my bath now, and I'm gonna start lockdown, and I will talk to you all a little bit later. Alright, quick update, and I've only read the first 20 or so pages of this, but oh my gosh, it is hitting so hard right now. Like, the extent of this lockdown in this book is a lot more extreme than the one we're in now, I feel, and it has a very big dystopian vibe about it, and everybody is out like looting the shops, causing criminal damage. The Prime Minister's dead in the first few pages of this book as well. He dies from the virus that is spreading, and they've got the army out on the streets and they're monitoring vehicles in and out of the city, and you have to have permits to go to certain areas of London. And in the midst of all of that, they've found this bag with some bones in, at like a construction site or something. And so this detective gets whisked in to try and deal with that. It's heavy already, but I'm so intrigued to see what this book is like, where the story's gonna go. It's setting itself up for a pretty hefty read, I think. And already I am starting to regret picking this up, which is great. That's what we want from a book these days, in a good way, a good regret, not a bad regret, obviously. Maybe, we'll see when I finish it. Okay guys, so I've been doing a little bit of filming this afternoon, and I've been scheduling some videos up on my channel, so they'll be good to go in time and I don't have to worry about them anymore. And I'm loving how organised I'm being at the minute, considering for the last 2 weeks I just haven't been doing anything. So it's nice to be giving myself things to do and getting on top of these videos that I have planned, because there are a lot. Now that I've got all of that done, I'm gonna go back to reading this. I'm almost 100 pages in, so I'm actually pretty impressed with how much I read this morning, because it's been very difficult for me to sit down and read more than 20 pages of a book recently. So the fact that I read 86 this morning just means that I'm probably on my way to being out of this reading slump. And I'm really enjoying this anyway. Like, it is really heavy and it's creeping me out, and it's just so scary how so much like the real world this book is. Although it does have some very stark differences, and it's a lot more extreme. But when you think about the way this year has gone, you know, and the pandemic isn't going away anytime soon, I could see how today's situation could easily become the situation in this book. Like, obviously in this book they're wearing masks and they're keeping their distance from people and they're staying indoors and no one's at work other than the people that need to be. But there's so much more to it than that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, it's extreme, and it does make me think about, oh my gosh, You know, what if we keep going into lockdown? What is the next step? You know, like, it could easily become like this book. It's kind of scary and I don't want to think about it too much, but I'm going to be, because I'm reading this. Anyway, I'm going to go and sit down and read some more of this, have a cup of tea and just chill and relax before I do anything else. I do need to do some NaNoWriMo today because I am still behind on that. And I do need to try and edit at least one more video tonight. But I'm not going to pressure myself too much. We're just going to take some time now to relax, to be free, to be my normal bookworm self and just ignore my responsibilities for a bit. I forgot I'd put the washing machine on. So ignore the sound of my washing just whizzing away over there. I just learned that the main character in this book, McNeil, Jack McNeil, the detective, he's Scottish. And so now I'm just picturing David Tennant as Jack McNeil. Like, someone make this happen. If this book ever becomes a show, I mean, it probably won't, but if it ever does, David Tennant, that's all I'm saying. David Tennant. Yes, that is my Christmas tree. And I know it's only the middle of November, but I don't care. I figured that if I am going to be stuck at home for the next 4 weeks, I might as well have something nice to look at. So it's been up since the first week of November. Hate me if you want, but I love Christmas. It's Christmas every day now. I've actually read 165 pages of this book today, which is really outstanding because I haven't been able to read this much of a book in one day in such a long time. I haven't been able to sit down for more than half an hour and read a book for the past few weeks. So I'm pretty impressed with my progress today. I was impressed when I managed to get to page 50. I was impressed when I managed to get to page 85, I think it was, but 165 pages? I'm happy with that. I am really, really happy with that. And I'm really liking this book. It's not, I don't know, like, it's not amazing, but it's definitely really meshing with me. And I think it's probably because I can relate to the whole scenario. But I also like Peter May's writing style. He's very concise. He's very good with words, and he's very good at making things seem more suspenseful than what they actually are. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to see where the story goes. I'm loving the murder mystery element to this, and it's weird because even though it is a thriller and a mystery, it's got this whole dystopian vibe to it. So it's I'm kind of feel like I'm reading a dystopian fantasy novel at the same time. But yeah, I'm really liking it. Can't wait to finish it. So hopefully I will get this finished. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow at the latest. Right now though, it's about 4 o'clock, nearly 4 o'clock. My washing has just finished and it felt like it was going on for ages. So I'm going to hang that now, and then for the next hour before my boyfriend gets home, I'm going to do some NaNoWriMo because I am a few days behind and I need to be writing at least 2,000 words every day to keep up with my 50k target on the 30th of November. So for the next hour I'm going to knuckle down and do as much of that as I can. And I don't know if I will see you later, but if not, I will see you tomorrow morning. Few seconds in this video. Good morning, guys. I apologise for the really bad lighting, but I can't be bothered to get out of bed and turn the light on, so we're gonna go with this for now. I'm so tired. I didn't have a very good night last night. I think I've only had like 4, maybe 5 hours sleep, and I've had worse, but I had really bad shoulder pain last night, and I've had it for a few nights previously, but last night was definitely the worst. It didn't matter how I tried to sleep, it just wouldn't happen. So yeah, we're off to a great start today. I don't know why I just did that. I'm going to try and read today. I want to read this morning, but my book is in the living room and I can't be bothered to go up and get it. You know what I'm reading anyway, and I didn't read anymore past page 165 yesterday because I was just so busy doing other stuff last night. So I want to read a decent chunk of that today. If I don't end up falling asleep, I probably will. I do have some videos that I wanted to film, but honestly, I'm not too bothered if I don't do any of those today because I've been pretty good with filming and editing the last 2 days. I don't really need to do the videos today. I just want to do them. We'll see how I feel. So I'm gonna get up now, try and wake myself up a little bit more, and then I'll talk to you when I'm a little bit more with it. Hi guys, so it's a little bit later in the day. It's like 10 to 1, something like that, and I read a little bit this morning, but then I've been video calling my stepsister and contacting other family members just because I haven't heard from them in a few days. So I'm trying to be better at keeping in touch with people, especially because I can't actually go and see them right now. So I've been doing that. I also filmed another video this morning and it didn't take me too long actually. I thought it was going to take me quite a while. We got that done within half an hour. I've just been having lunch and sitting watching YouTube. My Auntie Leanne just popped by and she left this cute little bath bomb on my doorstep. So cute, and it looks really pretty, and I'm very excited to use this. I love bath bombs. So it was really nice for her to pop by. She was literally just here for like 2 minutes, but yeah, very, very cute. I love that she put it on the doorstep as well. I think that's a really cute thing to do, you know, as well. Like, I'm really tempted to go around and just put presents on people's doorsteps this year. It just kind of has that magical thing about it. So yeah, really, really like that. I am gonna sit down and read now. I've got all of the afternoon to literally do nothing other than read. I'm still feeling a little bit rough from last night and I'm still pretty tired, but I haven't fallen asleep yet. And I think if I just pile myself with tea, I'll be okay. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, let's get some reading done. I am so tired. And I thought, I'll get to the next chapter and then I'll have a nap. But a plot twist has just occurred. So now I can't have a nap because I need to keep reading to find out what happens. There have been quite a few twists and turns in this book that I wasn't expecting actually. Not like the most amazing twists and turns, but enough to keep me invested. And I'm really liking it. I mean, it's still creeping me out, but I'm really liking it. So I've already filmed this once, but I accidentally deleted the footage. So I don't know if what I am going to say is going to be any better than what I said in the first video for this that I filmed. But anyhow, I have finished Lockdown by Peter May. I finished it over the weekend, and I have to say I was very impressed by this book. Actually, I didn't have very high expectations for it, and I generally don't with thrillers. Maybe that's me just being a bit judgmental, but I just assumed that this was going to be a pretty average run-of-the-mill thriller, because a lot of the thrillers that I have read recently haven't been, you know, anything other than maybe a 3 or a 4 star. This one was 4 stars, and I am really impressed with this book. I think I said this earlier in the vlog, but it's just creepy how much like the current situation we are all in this book is. And I wasn't expecting it to hit me as hard as it did. At times I always knew it was going to have some effect on me, just because it is very close to the bone in terms of real life situations. But oh my gosh, this book is very close to the bone. And the restrictions that people are under in this book are a lot more extreme than the restrictions we are in right now. Like, in this book, everybody is under martial law, so London is pretty much a no-go area. No one can leave, no one can come in. Every vehicle's being checked by police and by the military to make sure that you are, you know, only someone who is allowed to be out, like a police officer, a paramedic, an emergency worker, somebody, you know, of a pretty high position in society, who has a pretty, you know, essential job. And there's a whole curfew going on, and yeah, it is a lot more strict. But when I think about everything that's happened this year, I could easily see how things could get to a point like this, and it is terrifying. I am not gonna lie. And this book does delve into kind of some of the conspiracy theories that I've been reading about this year in regarding the pandemic, and I'm not gonna go too much into those because I don't want to spoil the book for you. But the main plot of this book does centre around one particular conspiracy theory that I know has been floating around quite a lot. And yeah, the murder mystery, loved it. It was written so well, and I was so hooked, and I was so invested in finding out what happened to this child. They'd found some bones belonging to a young girl, and they were trying to find out what had happened to her. And there weren't that many twists and turns in this book, but there were a few, and they were effective enough to keep me reading. And yeah, it wasn't the most amazing thriller, but it was done so well, and it was so believable. And I think Peter May has done a really good job of portraying a bird flu pandemic. This is what this one's about. It centres around bird flu, and I know bird flu was a thing that was quite big when I was younger, but I don't ever remember it being as serious as coronavirus. But yeah, he's centered his whole pandemic around that, and he's definitely, you can tell he's done a lot of research into it, and some of the information that he throws into the book is a bit of a mindfuck sometimes, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? It's very hard to ingest, but overall, really satisfied with this book, and I would definitely recommend it if you want a thriller to read that is centered around a very similar situation to what we're going through now. However, if you don't want to read anything about pandemics, if you want to ignore real life, and honestly, I don't blame you, then don't read this, because it is quite terrifying sometimes. And there was a moment when I was like, why did I decide to read this? But yeah, like I said, I gave this book 4 stars. Couldn't put it down, and this is the first book that I have read by Peter May actually, and I definitely will be picking up some more of his books in the future, that's for sure. Alright, so I am going to wrap this vlog up here. Thank you so much for watching along with me, and I've had a lot of fun doing this one, and I think I might do some vlogs based around individual books in the future. There are so many new releases that I need to get to, and I am so behind on all of them, so I might be doing some vlogs about some of those new releases and seeing whether they live up to the hype or not. Let me know in the comments down below if that is something you'd be interested in seeing me do in the future. Also, feel free to let me know if you've read Lockdown and what you thought of it, or if you are now planning to read Lockdown after seeing this video, or if you're planning to avoid it completely. And yeah, like I said, I honestly wouldn't blame you at all. Please leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos from me in the future, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye guys.